entertainment television and Conscious Fever Radio on the Conscious Fever podcast. We are going to present to you the judicial candidates who are running for judge here in Jefferson County. That would include Jefferson District Court, Jefferson Circuit Court, the Kentucky Court of Appeals, as well as the Kentucky Supreme Court. We're going to introduce you to these candidates. We're going to introduce you to their opponents so you can learn more about these candidates and be informed before you go vote for judge on November the 8th, to make sure that you're informed about who you're voting for or who you may not be voting for judge this year. You're either in one group or the other. You're either in the group of lawyers, judges, and court personnel who are bombarded with phone calls and texts. Who should I vote for judge? I don't know. Or you're in the group that actually sends the text and makes those phone calls to lawyers, judges, and court personnel trying to find out who you should vote for. Well, we don't want you to do that this year. We want you to be fully informed of who these candidates are. And that's what this show is going to be about. Join us here on Conscious Fever. You can watch us on the Conscious Fever page on Facebook. You can also watch us on Twitter, Conscious Fever handle, or you can also watch us on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, Conscious Fever. I'll see you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. It's rated ice time, so listen responsibly.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
The Supreme Court is the final interpreter of state law. Cases dealing with the death penalty, life imprisonment, or sentences of 20 years or more are heard by the Supreme Court to review as a matter of right. They are also responsible for establishing rules of practice and procedures for the courts in the state, which includes the conduct of judges and attorneys. There are 7 justices who are elected from the 7 appellate districts and serve 8-year terms. The Chief Justice is chosen by the other judges and serves a 4-year term. Qualifications for the justices on the Supreme Court are the same as judges on Circuit Court and the Court of Appeals. Must be a member of the bar for at least 8 years.
The reason I think that I would be the best choice for Supreme Court Justice is because I've actively been practicing the law my entire legal career. I've represented people of this Commonwealth through the court system. I felt compelled to run for this position because I've seen the effect that the courts have on our citizens. I've seen the effect that our courts have by being less transparent than they used to be. And I believe that the citizens of this Commonwealth deserve to have a voice that is rational and reasonable. These laws are not just words on paper. They have an effect on people's lives. And what we want is for these laws to be fair as they affect the people of the Commonwealth. I've seen firsthand, because I've been practicing, the effect that good laws can have for people and the bad laws, what they do to people. I want to serve everyone. That's why I spent 6 years serving in the armed forces. That's why I spent the last 18 years as a practicing attorney representing people in court. And now this position on the Supreme Court will allow me to continue to represent the citizens of the Commonwealth. My unique experiences allow me to see issues from all perspectives, not for people just like me, but for everyone. That's why on November 8th, cast your vote for Jason Bowman for Kentucky Supreme Court. I want to bring your voice to the law.
Our Kentucky Supreme Court makes critical decisions that affect us all. I have a profound respect for our system of law and order. And after nearly 2 decades as a judge, I've worked hard to apply the law justly and without bias in every case. I've been part of our community my entire life. A strong Kentucky needs a strong Supreme Court. I'm Judge Angela Bissig, and I'm asking for your vote.
The Court of Appeals handles cases on appeal from a lower court. Cases are not retried, but rather the original court trial is reviewed. Attorneys present the legal issues to the court for their decision. 14 judges, 2 each from 7 appellate districts, serve on the Court of Appeals. Panels of 3 review and decide on cases with a majority determining the decision. The judges travel throughout the state to hear cases. Qualifications are the same for Court of Appeals judges as circuit court judges. Must be a member of the bar for at least 8 years.
Hello, I am Judge Audra Eckerly of the Jefferson Circuit Court Bench. I have been honored to serve as a judge here in Louisville for the past 17 years. Prior to being elected as a circuit court judge, I was appointed and elected as a district court judge, where I served for 4 years. As a lawyer and a judge, I listen patiently and act promptly. I treat each person with dignity, respect, and impartiality. Thank you for your testimony today, ma'am. The court appreciates you. I know the law, and I apply it fairly. I wanted to become a judge to help resolve more disputes in a compassionate, professional, and efficient manner with justice and mercy, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Everyone I see has a mother, a father, neighbors, and friends. I never forget the humanity of the people I was elected to serve. Now, I would like to serve the public in a new role as judge on the Court of Appeals. I have the experience, the education, and the temperament to continue my judicial service on the Court of Appeals. I hope that you will support my campaign for the Court of Appeals, and I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Irv Mays is retiring from the Court of Appeals, and I am seeking his open seat. I've been practicing as an attorney in the Court of Appeals for 16 years, and I've been working daily with people throughout the community, and no 2 days are ever the same. Through this work, I have acquired the experience necessary to be an excellent and compassionate appellate judge. My emphasis will be on ensuring that the courts work for everyone. I'm a proud JCPS graduate, as are my 3 children. I attended law school at University of Louisville, and I'm proud to be endorsed by CFAIR, LSURG, and the Political Women's Council. My practice for the past 16 years has been reviewing judges. So I believe as an appellate attorney, I bring the most relevant experience to this position, because what I do now is review trials. I watch the tapes, I read the transcripts, I read all the filings, and I decide where the mistakes are and write about those and research the law on those. So I think that is incredibly relevant experience. I bring a fresh new lens to that position with all the work I've been doing in the community and with people in my daily criminal defense practice. So I think that broad lens, tied with my 16 years of reviewing trials and judges' opinions and orders, is exactly what is needed on the Court of Appeals today. Please take a look at listerforjudge.com to learn more about me, and I would appreciate your vote on November 8th. Thank you.
My name is Mackenzie Cantrell, and I'm running to be a judge on the Kentucky Court of Appeals. I'm running to be a judge because I've practiced law, made the law, and taught the law. I've practiced law for a nonprofit organization. I've made the law as a Kentucky legislator. I've been there for 3 terms representing you in Frankfort already. And I've taught the law at the University of Louisville Law School, teaching legislation and how to interpret statutes, which is what judges do. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th. Thank you.
I'm Judge Annette Karam. I've been honored to serve Louisville as a district court judge for almost 16 years. Prior to taking the bench, I prosecuted domestic violence, crimes against children, and sexual assault cases for 7 years. Currently, I'm the Chief District Court Judge for Jefferson County. In November, I'll be on your ballot seeking to continue serving you in the Court of Appeals. I humbly ask you for your vote.
Elect Judge Annette Karam to the Court of Appeals, a name you know, a judge you trust.
District Court has limited jurisdiction and handles the following matters: juvenile, city and county ordinances, misdemeanors, traffic violations, probate of wills, arraignments, felony probable cause, small claims involving $2,500 or less in dispute, civil cases involving from $500 but less than $5,000 in dispute, mental commitments, voluntary and involuntary, domestic violence, and abuse cases. In Jefferson County, there are 17 divisions and judges serve 4-year terms. Judges must be a resident of Kentucky and licensed to practice law in the state. Additionally, they must have been in practice a minimum, or a member of the bar, a minimum of 2 years.
I became a public defender for the Department of Public Advocacy in June of 2012. I did that for over 4 years. So I left the office there on August the 15th of 2016, and I joined the Jefferson County Attorney's Office on August 16th of 2016. And I've been there ever since. Within like a year to a year and a half, I became a division chief, where I'm a division chief in general prosecutions currently, and I oversee the handling of thousands of cases every month. I believe I'm the most qualified candidate running in my race. That's because of that public defender / prosecution background. I'm a rare judicial candidate that has tried a case from both sides. Whenever I was a public defender, I did everything from juvenile court to circuit court, from detention hearings for juveniles to trying murder cases, representing defendants in those. I came to the county attorney's office, and I am in the courtroom 6 hours a day, every single day, overseeing those thousands of cases a month. And it's that combination, that experience, that doing every single type of motion possible, every type of hearing, and trying just multiple cases that makes me the most qualified and experienced. Furthermore, sorry to belabor the point, but I also, I am in the courtroom 6 hours a day in Jefferson County, in district court that I'm running for, I'm aware of all the services that this community has to offer, which is important whenever you're sitting up there as a judge and you're making recommendations, or at least when you're accepting pleas or placing terms of probation, to know the best place to put a defendant to get them the help that they need to go forward to address those root issues.
Good morning. The sun is shining. Early voting has started. We're so close to that finish line, and we need you to help us get there. Please call, text, or email your friends and ask them to vote for Emily Corfage Monarch. I humbly ask for your vote over the next 4 days. You can vote today, tomorrow, Saturday, or on Tuesday. Let's get there together. Emily Corfage Monarch for District Court Judge. Thank you for your support.
So I was a career public defender. I came to Louisville knowing that I wanted to represent kids as a public defender. And so for the first 4 years of my practice, I was representing children in district court, which is where I'm seeking to become a judge, and kids in family court who were being charged with status offenses like running away from home and truancy, and sadly, kids who were being tried as adult in circuit court. After about 4.5 years of advocating in trial courts for children, I became an appellate attorney at the public defender's office. So for the past 4.5 years, I've been representing indigent Kentuckians exclusively in the Kentucky Court of Appeals and the Kentucky Supreme Court pretty successfully. I've successfully litigated cases that protect our constitutional rights to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures, our constitutional right to be represented by counsel, and our 14th Amendment due process rights. So I've tried cases, I've litigated appeals, and just know what it's like to be an advocate for Kentuckians and for people who are marginalized.
Hola, soy Betty La Guardia. No se pierdan Noti Farándula de Louisville.
Hey, once again, Louisville. It is Saturday afternoon, and man, I'll tell you what, we have been blessed with the best weather these last few weekends. Let's keep it up. But this is Justin Brown, and I am running, of course, for District Court Judge Division number 6. And as always, I am out campaigning and knocking on doors and putting door hangers on doors. So just wanted to say hello to everyone, and please vote for me, once again, Justin Brown, November the 8th. It's time for a new judge. It's time for a new Louisville. Until next time, Justin Brown.
Hello, Louisville. I am Judge Lisa L. Langford. I'm running for re-election for Jefferson District Court. Election day is November the 8th. I humbly ask you to flip your ballot and vote for Judge Lisa L. Langford. I was born and raised in Louisville, and I am blessed to have parents who always valued God, family, education, a strong work ethic, and community service. Since 2005, I've had the honor to work at the Hall of Justice as district attorney until you elected me district court judge in 2018. I have made fair and balanced judgments and served my community with honor. I treat everyone who comes into my courtroom with dignity and respect. As your district court judge, I promise to follow the law, to be fair, just, and to work smarter for you, Jefferson County. Remember, flip your ballot over and vote for Judge Lisa L. Langford. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Judge Lisa L. Langford, Harvey L. Langford, Treasurer.
Megan McDonald, and I'm a candidate for District Judge. I'm in this race because I care about our community. I grew up here and have lived my whole life here. I want to make a difference, and I truly believe that I can. Both of my parents are retired judges. I was raised in a household where the word justice and community issues were part of our daily conversation. Since birth, I was told I must be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. I am ready to serve. I ask for your vote on November 8th.
Hi, I'm Shannon Fulver, and I'm running for Jefferson District Court Judge. I went to law school to represent people who don't usually have a voice in the legal system. The day after I was sworn in, I started my own law practice. For the last 18 years, I've represented thousands of clients from traffic court to the U.S. Supreme Court. Experience matters, and that's why I'm a candidate. A district court judge should know the law, have practiced the law, and have a deep knowledge of the matters that come before the court. My experience uniquely qualifies me to be your district court judge. Vote Shannon Fulver for district court judge because experience matters.
Dear Louisville and fellow citizens of Jefferson County, we are in a public safety crisis. The future of Louisville depends on how many of these judicial races turn out, mine included. I'm Jessica Stone and I'm running for District Court Judge in Division 8. I'm running because as a lawyer who has dedicated her career to public service, I am frustrated with our justice system. As a citizen and victim, I am sick and tired of being drugged to court time after time and nothing getting done. As a mother, I'm worried and concerned because I don't feel safe in my own neighborhood. If you want more of the same, more leniency, then don't vote for me. If you want a judge who is going to hold people accountable, and if you want a judge who is going to show consequences to repeat offenders and keep dangerous criminals off our streets, vote Stone on November 8th. Vote Stone for safety and a safer city. Vote Stone, it's a rock solid choice. For more information about me and my qualifications, and to learn about ways you can help the campaign, go to jessicastoneforjudge.com.
My name is Karen Faulkner, and I'm running for District Court Judge, Division 8. I started my career as a public defender where I worked for 6.5 years. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful boys. I'm active in our community and serve on numerous boards. I believe in fairness and progress in the court system. And someone with my kind of experience is what Jefferson County deserves. Vote for fairness, vote for progress. Vote Karen Faulkner on May 17.
Hello, I'm Judge Nisha Ann Hickerson, and I was born and raised right here in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm a proud graduate of Louisville Central High School, law government magnet. I went to the University of Louisville where I received my Bachelor's of Arts in Philosophy and minor in Communications, and I went to University of Kentucky College of Law for my Juris Doctor. Prior to the bench, I practiced almost 13 years as an insurance defense litigator, covering multiple areas of law and representing diverse clients. Since 2019, I have been a district court judge, and in that capacity, I preside over various cases from trial court, criminal, small claims, probate, and even juvenile. I'm also active in our community, serving as chair of the Criminal Justice Commission, Opportunity Network, which is geared at successful reentry after reincarceration, And I also serve as a volleyball and basketball official. So I like to make the right calls in and on the court.
It's time for Patton as District Judge in Jefferson County. Vote Patton to bring safety to our community and trusted resources for seniors and veterans. Vote Patton for juvenile justice reform and to stop the school-to-prison pipeline. Vote Patton to rebuild confidence in our courts without bias, prejudice, or intimidation. It's time to vote Patton for truth, justice, and fairness.
This is Claudette Patton, and I respectfully ask for your vote on November 8th.
Paid for by the Elect Claudette Patton for District Judge Committee.
I have wept and I have fallen, don't you worry about me, 'cause I stood up, yes I have grown, the pain has set me free, and like a broken record in my head.
And finally, Circuit Court. Cases heard in Circuit Court are of general jurisdiction and include civil matters over $5,000, capital offenses and felonies, land dispute, title cases, and contested probate matters. They can also hear appeals from district court and administrative agencies. Judges in circuit court may serve more than one county. This depends on the population and caseload. Those serving on circuit court must be a resident of the United States and the state of Kentucky, and they must have resided in the district where they're elected at least 2 years prior. They also must be licensed to practice law in Kentucky and have practiced for a minimum of 8 years. Judges on the circuit court serve 8-year terms.
Hi y'all, I am Julie Kalin. I'm currently a district court judge. I was born and raised here in Louisville by a mom who was a teacher and my incredibly hardworking dad, who I'm so glad is here tonight. Both of them taught me through their actions what it means to always be trying to be helpful to people, and I'm so grateful to them for those lessons. I went to law school after having some other jobs, and I thought that what I wanted to do was be a civil lawyer, and I quickly realized upon graduating that that was not for me. I wanted to be in the courtroom. I was lucky enough to be hired on at the Public Defender's Office here in Louisville, where I spent 5 years proudly representing indigent Louisvillians. I had a lot of prosecutors say, you know, my client is the community. I felt mine was too, just one person at a time. After I was a public defender for a while, I knew that I was going to have to do something else if I ever wanted to let my parents stop paying my student loans. So I opened my own law firm. There I did a lot of great work, including expungement clinics. I started 3 of those, and I'm out of time, sorry.
Hagley, vote for Ebert Hagley.
Hardworking, qualified, with a deep commitment to impacting change that will make this great community even better for your family and his. That's what it takes to assess the serious cases that get heard in Jefferson Circuit Court, and that's what you'll get from Ebert Hagley. Which is why Citizens for Better Judges and other important organizations have all endorsed him.
I'm Ebert Hagley, and I'd appreciate your vote.
Tracy Yvette Davis, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge here in Division 5. For the past 9 years, I've been in private practice in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where my office is located, but I practice throughout the entire state of Kentucky. I have practiced before the trial courts in District Court, Circuit Court, Family Court, as well as Federal Court. During this election process, I've received numerous endorsements. Those include a unanimous endorsement from Central Labor. I've received the endorsement of the UAW. I've received the endorsement of Teamsters 783 and 89, as well as Seafair. In addition to that, I also received the endorsement of LSurge and many more. If you'd like to know more about me or about my campaign and my endorsements, you can go to www.votedavisforjudge.com. Thank you.
Well, my name is actually Judge Mary Shaw. I've been doing this for almost 16 years. I was born and raised here in Louisville, Kentucky. I went to the U of L Brandeis School of Law. My first job out of law school was as a staff attorney for circuit court judges. I was a trial commissioner for district court. I did that for like 16 and 11 years. I got elected to the bench in 2007, and since then I have been the presiding judge in Division 5. For the last 14 and a half of those years, I have volunteered as a drug court judge and have done that. I was endorsed by the Citizens for Better Judges. I got a 92% rating in the Louisville poll here, the Bar Association poll, and I respectfully ask for your vote come this November. Thank you.
It's the best of the best. It's the one and only.
You can't handle the truth.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
I'm a Louisville native. I graduated from Sacred Heart and Bellarmine and UK Law, where I was published in the Journal. I clerked with Judge Karen Conrad for 5 years, where I gained a unique perspective from behind the bench, and I worked side by side with every facet of a judge's profession. I then started in private practice as a plaintiff attorney in insurance subrogation, and I was the head attorney of the Louisville office for Lerner Sampson Rothfuss in Cincinnati in mortgage litigation and bankruptcy law. As a judge, I will serve with integrity, independence, and impartiality. I was also endorsed by the FOP, as a side note. Given the overcrowding and dangerous conditions in our jail currently and the increase in violent crime, we must prioritize who is sent to jail. Drug abuse, mental illness, these are more medical problems than criminal, depending on the facts of the case. As a judge, I will apply the appropriate law fairly and judiciously, working alongside the police, prosecutors, attorney, and court staff to ensure an equitable, conscientious, and impartial administration of justice.
I've done a lot in my life. I've been a land surveyor, a welder, and a teacher. I work for the Kentucky Innocence Project, and I'm a trial lawyer. In 2020, when racial justice protests happened in Louisville, I stepped up to represent some of those arrested for free. All these experiences together have shown me how important judicial elections are and how crucial it is that we have good judges on the bench. As a lawyer, I've been privileged to represent people facing one of the hardest days of their lives. Regardless of the circumstances, it is essential that everyone be treated with dignity and respect. My experience as a public defender, trial lawyer, and active member of my community has shown me that it is on all of us to seek justice in every situation affecting our Commonwealth, regardless of zip code or neighborhood. And regardless of background, everyone that comes into our courtrooms must be treated equally. I'm Ted Schaus, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge here in Louisville because we need a judge that shows a deep commitment to justice for everyone, to the inherent dignity of all people, and dedication to the rule of law. I've shown up in all parts of Louisville, from the West End to the East End, from Shively to the Highlands, and everywhere in between. As your next Circuit Court Judge, I will continue to uplift the love for our neighbors that makes our city strong, and the need for transparency and equality in the courtroom. I'd be honored to have your vote on Election Day. Let's do this.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Paid for by the campaign to elect Ted Schaus for Circuit Court Judge.
Hi, I'm Sarah Clay, and I'm running for judge in Jefferson Circuit Court Division 9. I'm a fifth-generation attorney, and I learned to love the law from a young age when I would go to court with my dad to watch him litigate cases. By the time I was 9 years old, I knew I wanted to grow up to be a public defender. After law school, the Louisville Public Defender's Office is the only place where I applied for a job. I worked there for 4 years, representing some of our most vulnerable citizens in criminal cases. And although I was proud of the work that I did there and of the positive impact I had, I eventually left to open my own practice so that I could also represent disadvantaged people in civil matters. I have been a trial attorney for almost 10 years, and during that time, I have learned the importance of having judges who have real trial experience, as well as the importance of having fair judges who treat everyone equally and who follow the law. My experience and knowledge make me the best candidate for Division 9 of Jefferson Circuit Court, and I need your vote to win this election, so that I can ensure equal justice for everyone who enters my courtroom. For more information about me and my campaign, please visit sarahclayforjudge.com. Thank you.
Nicole Compton, a lifetime Louisvillian, is running for circuit judge.
Because she cares about the people, she cares what's going on in the community and in the court system.
She has a unique perspective on people in their everyday life.
Her everyday work is out in the community.
Nicole has been there for everyone.
Nicole Compton cares.
Nicole cares.
For 16 years, Attorney Compton has consistently served in our courts with traditional hard work ethics and integrity. We need judges like Nicole Compton with experience and integrity.
Justice for all. That's what my father stood for during his 18 years on the bench. That's what I'll stand for as your next circuit court judge. I'm Patricia Tish Morris, the next generation of judicial excellence, and I approve this ad.
My parents were auto workers who worked multiple jobs so my twin sister and I could go to college. They taught me to care about people, and I've spent my career doing that. I've prosecuted child abuse and domestic violence cases. As the executive director of the Mary Byron Project, I brought justice for survivors of domestic violence. I care about what justice looks like. It should be a place of hope, where people can trust the judges they elect. I'm Doris Lee Gilbert, and I ask for your vote on November 8th.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price on 97thebeatfm.com.